Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some, let me be honest with y'all, Westbrook news. Russell Westbrook. Okay? The man got his 31st triple double yesterday against San Antonio, a team he never got one against, in a 102-92 win. Right? He gets his 31st triple double of the season, tying him with Wilt Chamberlain for the second most in a single season. Listen, if you're tied with Wilt Chamberlain in anything, right, then you're doing good. You talk about historical people, people that be almost mythical, the numbers they put up. He has 31 triple doubles already. They still got about 20 games left, right? Something close to it. But he gets it in a win against San Antonio, which is very, very significant. Now, I'm going to get into this MVP debate, right? Because it really, people, it seems to me as though a lot of commentators and, people in the know are kind of preparing you for not giving it to Russell Westbrook. They're kind of preparing you. You're hearing the James Harden argument, and it's a pretty good argument. James Harden is putting up uh, incredible numbers. He's putting up incredible numbers, right? And, I think he's even averaging 8 rebounds from the one position, right? 12 assists, about 29 points. I didn't even look, about right close to 29 points. Those are incredible numbers. And so, and they're saying, well, his team is winning, right? They're winning. And that's pretty good in the West. They're third in the West. That's pretty good, right? But when you're looking at the winning, are they overachieving? You have to ask yourself, are they overachieving, right? They're not in front of Golden State, which would be overachieving. They're not in front of San Antonio, right? So what team is it that you're surprised that they're in front of, right? So you're not talking Utah or, nothing down there, New Orleans, Minnesota, the Lakers, whatever, Phoenix, Dallas. Are you really surprised? What else? Who did I miss? The only team that you're surprised that Houston is in front of would be the Clippers, right? Beginning of the season. The Clippers. Now, anybody that's been following the season pretty closely will understand where the Clippers have been at long stretches without Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. That's pretty much, the double-headed dragon. You can't take those guys out of the lineup, and the lineup is still the same. So it's obvious the Clippers are going to be behind Houston. So I don't really see the overachievement here. I do know that they spread the floor in Houston, and he has a lot of shooters, and they do the high pick and roll, right? D'Antoni's. That's his signature, right? And he said, let me get a 4 and Ryan Anderson, who I could throw out there too. And so he's picking and rolling with Clinton Capella and dudes like that. Boy, 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 imagine if Hakeem Olajuwon was in there at that time. Then they'd probably win the title. But I don't think it's really overachieving in Houston. I mean, something to where, right? But he's having an awesome season. Don't get me wrong. And the other argument is Kawhi Leonard, right? Kawhi Leonard, right? San Antonio doing a good job. Now, but San Antonio, you lost Duncan last year. You upgraded with Paul Gasol, as far as I'm concerned, right? Because Duncan, we're talking about Duncan at the very end. Paul Gasol has about 3 or 4 years left in him, right? High basketball IQ, finished left and right, makes his free throws, an excellent passer, right? And now his mid-range game is still there, right? But he has also extended it out to the three, which even Duncan didn't do. So at this point, that was an upgrade at that position. And to back it up with David Lee, a guy who's so ambidextrous you don't even know which hand he want to use, right? If it wasn't for Draymond Green, he'd probably still be over there in Golden State. So those are guys, that they have. Now, Kawhi Leonard, right? We know he's one of the best two-way players in the league. He has taken his offensive game to a new level. His mid-range game was good already, shooting high percentage threes, knowing when to do it, coming off the high pick and roll, being able to play with his back to the basket. He's beasting over there. There is no doubt about it. But San Antonio's not overachieving. Now they're going about to clutch Golden State here soon, right? But I don't see them overachieving to the point where we have to give it to Kawhi, right? But Kawhi should be a candidate, right? James Harden should be, a serious candidate. Then, we have the obvious LeBron James. LeBron James having a good year, right? LeBron James having a good year. Cleveland's still doing their thing. Well, LeBron James had about 6 dunks in the game the other day, looking spry over there. But it's LeBron James, so he might not get it because he does this pretty much every year, right? So you're talking Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. Now, while I'm at LeBron James, I want to say this: LeBron's best scoring season was about 31 points. Russell Westbrook is averaging over 31 points this season. LeBron James' best rebound game was about what? Rebound year was about 8.9 rebounds. In his best year, I'm talking about, guys. LeBron James' best year. Well, Russell's averaging 11 right now, about 10.5, right? And LeBron's best assist year, I think, is this year. I think that's also about 8.9 or something, 8.9. Just give him 9. It's the best assist year. Russell Westbrook, you know how it is with that name, he's averaging 10, right? This year. He's averaging a triple-double, and he's leading the league in scoring, right? We like to say he's not just averaging a triple-double, he's averaging a monster triple-double with 31 points a game, right? On a team that is very offensively challenged. Let's be real, 10 assists on that team is 13 on any other team. I've said it before, right? And his team has been overhauled. We know Kevin Durant left. That's one. But it's not all about that. It's about the guys that left and guys that just came. You have to understand where their sweet spots are going to be. I see him already doing that high pick and roll with Taj Gibson and just saying, well, listen, you're going to pop. Okay, well, I'll give it back to you. You pop. But Cantor and your boy Steven Adams, they pretty much roll to the basket, right? He has to finish, and if you throw the ball to Roberson, if it's not a dunk or a layup, he's offensively challenged. So what he's doing over there, if we're going to ever talk about triple doubles like it's something special, then this has to be a special year for this guy. If it was so easy to do, why we're talking about somebody when it was black and white TVs? Then it happened. Footage way back, it looked like Bigfoot footage. We got to see to somebody doing something of this magnitude. And I think if he averages a triple-double, it's a done deal. It should be. Everyone else, you've had great years. You just happen to be in the year where this happened. And you would give it up. I think all players would just give it up. I'm pretty sure the players would. So, writers, let's not get overboard with the let's win. Right? This is not tennis where it's a one guy. This is still a team sport. Westbrook's team was overhauled, and he's not doing too much losing. He's still number 7 or 6 in the West. What would that be in the East, guys? Right? What would that be in the East? I'm giving them 4. I'm giving them 4, just like straight up, with the changes in the lineup. So I'm saying Russell Westbrook for MVP without a shadow of a doubt if he averages 30, 10, and 10. Everything else has to just take a back seat this year, right? After that, you can get back, you can do your stuff next year. But a year like this has to be rewarded with something. Oh, he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but it has to be rewarded with something now because it's extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide, and I'm up out of here.